New study shows that a large percentage of people who identify as Alphabet Mafia end up switching to heterosexual in just a few years' time. Now, you might be thinking it's a small number. It starts that way, but it gets interesting in a hurry. Let's take a look.
Here we go.
Now, this is a Duke University study. Okay, first the gays, which is the lowest number. A total of 8.6% of people who identify as gay and lesbian in the first wave of the study changed their identity to heterosexual by the second wave. In other words, roughly 6 years later. So less than a decade, they're completely flipping everything on their head and spreading their diseases that they've collected to other people who are from the opposite sex.
Fence jumpers.
Yeah. The switch was even more dramatic among bisexuals. Among those who identified as bi, 44% changed it back to hetero. Almost half. Now, when you get to the other category, which includes the Transformers, 69.6%.
Wow.
But it's not a choice. I was born in the wrong body. And if you don't let me hack my shit off, or you don't allow me to hack your kid's shit off, they're never going to be happy until they kill themselves.
You're an istophobe igot. Listen, like I've said in the beginning of the show, I want them to get help. I want them to live long, happy, productive lives.
Yep.
All right. The path that they're on doesn't take you anywhere good. Because, listen, if you're a dude and you're gay, okay, that's fine. But when you get around 50, you're going to have a bad case of heinous anus.
You got some swampy back pussy, bro.
I'm just saying. Listen, Rumor Fitzgerald, he was a prison guard.
Okay.
He comes to drill and he has like this look on his face, like, oh God. And I see it immediately. I'm like, hey, what's going on? Come here. Are you all right? He goes, oh yeah, I was at work and this dude's colon dropped out of his ass. I'm like, ah! I don't want to, because it was so ridden with disease, it just literally fell out.
Oh, God. Maybe that's why only 3% of people who identified as straight from the beginning changed that designation during the 6-year study.
Yeah. And
because they saw people's back pussies falling out. Well, they don't want to sign up for that nut roll.
Well, there are actual, cases out there where a dude is heterosexual, takes a head injury, and next thing you know, he's totally. Now, I'm glad that didn't happen to me, man.
Yep.
Just saying.
So, with all of that in mind, I know it's a lot of information. Is it any shock to you why they're going for children while they're so young?
Yeah. I mean.
Oh, and this particular video right here, which was sent to me by a fan of the show who goes by James. He sends me a dozen tweets a day on this on different subjects.
Excellent.
This really nailed it for me, and I think I think it's very much a red pill wake up moment here. So let's check this out.
All right.
You'll never see the world the same after watching this 20-second video.
The fleas are placed inside the jar.
People are placed
They
inside
are
the
left
plastic
undisturbed for 3 days.
or 12 years.
Then, when the jar is opened, the fleas will not jump out. In fact, the fleas will never jump higher than the level set by the lid. Their behavior is now set for the rest of their lives.
So are you still wondering why they're going after your kids?
Yeah.
They're trying to install an artificial framework that they will be trapped in and make them obedient slaves for a state that wants them to be sterile, obedient slaves. That's it. That's all they want.
That's some scary shit, right?
It is really fucking scary.
Wow.
But let's jump right back in here. This is one of my favorite things.
Oh, my God.
I'm sure a lot of you have heard about the Dutch study, as it's been called contemporarily. This is the study that the Troons have used to say, see, we're right. You need to be giving care to kids as young as 3. Well, it turns out there's huge problems with the methodology of said Dutch study, and it shouldn't be a Bible for anything other than bullshit. New study exposes flaws in the Dutch research on pediatric gender medicine, the first of which being that this entire study was financed by the creators and peddlers of the puberty blocker medication.
Oh, here we go.
Conflict of interest much? But yeah, wow. 3 methodological biases that undermine the research. First, only the most successful cases were included in the outcomes. One of the unsuccessful cases was a death.
Ooh.
They completely omitted it from the results.
That doesn't seem legit.
It does not.
Wow.
Second, the finding of resolution of gender dysphoria was based on faulty measurement methods pre- and post-treatment. Because as we know in the real world, there is no difference in these self-deletion rates pre- and post-op.
Now listen, what you have here is you literally have mankind trying to play God
Yep.
and change basically the creation that you were given when you rode the vaginal canoe down here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
And we've
It's
seen
just
what
what it
happens.
is.
Yeah, we've seen what happens when humanity worships false idols. It doesn't go too well. Now imagine a humanity that worships itself. Can't go after the idol. You got to go after the humans.
Wow.
Just saying. Number 3. The authors noted that the simultaneous use of psychotherapy, hormone therapy, and surgery made it impossible to separate the effects of each intervention. So there's literally nothing about this study that's legit.
Well,
Its origins are suspect, its finances are suspect, and its methodology is complete horseshit.
Well, they put impossible.
Yeah.
If anything in this study is impossible, then it pretty much nullifies it.
Because if you don't have a control group for psychotherapy, a control group for hormone therapy, and a control group for surgery, and you're only looking at people who are participating in all 3, your results are completely invalidated.
Yeah.
Because you can't tell which part of it is actually helping. Spoiler alert, it's probably the psychotherapy.
Yeah. Just
So,
saying.
yeah. It's all these sources are available on redonkulous.com. Feel free to go through and read it. There's a lot of legalese and a lot of big words in here that would make Pop do this face. That's what I'm talking about. But you get the idea.
Yeah, you knocked the needle out of the groove, man.
Watch Grunt Speak live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to join Pop for Supporters Sundays, go to redonkulous.com/donate and make a monthly pledge. A link is in the Meat Gazer box.